I've been listening to my kids in and out of the house over the last half hour as they have come in screaming about how much it's snowing and how excited they were. And I was listening to them, and I was in the middle of a Zoom meeting, and so I had this lament that I was missing out. And it got me to thinking about these notions of missing out. And some of you may be familiar with FOMO, which is fear of missing out. And I seem to recall that there was a lot of that fear that I grew up around. I know that there were folks that they had to be in on every conversation, and if they weren't in on one conversation, they tried to grow 2 and 3 and 4 ears to be able to get in on the other conversations, and just so that they didn't miss out on all that was going on and getting caught up on. There were other things where they were so involved in one thing and they didn't want to miss out on what else was happening in that place that they were late to the next thing. And then they were trying to get caught up there so that they didn't miss out on anything that had happened over the first part of that. And maybe that's where you've been. I know I've been there from time to time, where I'm trying to play 3 or 4 different cards at the same time and go to 3 or 4 different places and wear 3 or 4 different hats. And even today had the question of which of us was going to attend which meeting and who was going to miss out. And there's been another adjective that has entered the lexicon. Perhaps you're familiar with it, but maybe not. And that is JOMO. So where FOMO is fear of missing out, JOMO is the joy of missing out. And so I started thinking about, where are we finding the joy in missing out, particularly in this time where there may be other things going on and we're certainly missing out on a lot of the normal activities that we'd be used to doing. So where do we find the joy in missing out? Hopefully you are finding some time to be at rest and to be able to get a little bit more of that reading that you wanted to get done, or a little bit more of that knitting or crocheting, or catch up on all that binge watching that you wanted to do. It is that sense in which perhaps you can find joy in missing out in all of those other things that you can slow down. And it is that reminder that we get throughout Scripture, that we need to be careful about fear and what we fear, for we give it power. And then in the same way, we also give our joys power and those things that we find wonder in again. And it is in this way that I'm grateful to Anna and her example. I have enjoyed her going out and her sharing her outdoor experiences as she has been sharing these daily devotionals. And so I tried to come outside myself, so that I could not miss out on the outside, but to take time and enjoy what was going on. And I am enjoying the cool breeze. It's not snowing anymore, but I don't miss that. I'm okay with it just being cool. Now, a good snow I'd be for, but we're not quite there yet. I am instead enjoying the snow on the mountains that way, and the snow on the mountains over on the Whites, that you can't even see either one because we're missing out on it. But it means in many ways that the joy comes in the morning. And so as we miss out on things, may we find joy in the morning. And morning spelled morning, not mourning. Let us not be sad about what we miss out, but let us find joy in the morning. And may you find that you have JOMO much more than you have FOMO. Thanks, and God bless.